Others were quite shocked to hear of what we found in Lakeland. But now that you're here, here's a proposal I should like to make. I've been spending a great deal of time in the Cabinet of Curiosity, and of late I have noted more and more people perusing books on history, the years leading up to the flood in particular. I suspect they wish to know more about the Warriors of Light, as well they should, but nearly everything I've come across describes them as sin-eaters or worse. Regardless of whether or not this Warrior of Light is who they claim to be, I worry that their sudden appearance, in conjunction with this renewed interest in their predecessors, may lead to growing unrest and fear. If the people of Crystarium seek the truth, I say we give it to them. I too can attest to the falsehoods found within full many of Cabinet's tomes, with nary a mention of the noble deeds of Ardbert and his comrades. To be fair, they bear some responsibility for the flood, but when the tale is told again and again over the course of a century, I am not surprised to see their roles distorted and them painted as villains. Were it not for the records stored within the Crystal Tower, I would have had no reason to question the narrative. Unfortunately, that knowledge was of no use, for when I arrived here in the first, their reputation had already been irreparably tarnished. That said, there still remained those who worked tirelessly to defend their good name in those early days following the flood. Considering all the good they had done, I find it a wonder they needed defending at all. They brought to justice the man who misused my knowledge to bring about the fall of Robert. That such heroes could be spoken of in the same breath as sin-eaters is absurd. Under normal circumstances, I would agree, but as time passed, those who knew first-hand their deeds dwindled. In the end, only one truth remained, that they were the cause of the flood. With the world on the brink of oblivion, it was all too easy for the Warriors of Light to become villains, deserving only of resentment and hate. At that point, the truth mattered little. It would not change their lot. Thanks to all of you, however, their lot has changed, and now they may heed the long-forgotten truth. You claimed it was Ardbert who helped you overcome Emmett Selk, correct? Such a revelation would do well to sway the hearts of those who know him only as a villain. I have shared this with a select few, but one and all must be told of his sacrifice. To that end, I say we proceed with Alphino's plan. We call together the people of Crystarium and recount to them the true tale of the Warriors of Light and the flood that followed in their wake. If we're going to tell the true story, we're going to tell them all about the whole... them being one shard of many. Well, what say you, Dava? I wish we had done this sooner. In hindsight, I agree, but better late than never, no? Exarch, might I ask you to continue working with Lug on our means of turning home? The rest of us will see to gathering the people of the Crystarium and the FFXIV. We have to reach out to anyone and everyone who might be willing to lend an ear. With any luck, word will spread and more will accompany them. What do you have to say? There can be no darkness without light, and so it was that Ardbert was there in the hour of need. The people must be told. I have not seen many a great and terrible things in my long life, as has the Exarch, no doubt. Of man, I can say this: his memory is short, his heart fickle. Let us pray that your words reach him. Speak with the people of the Crystarium. Okay, just 5 of them? are they? Come to browse wares in the market, have you? Well, I can guarantee you'll have no trouble finding what you need. Whatever it may be, under Yulmore's new leadership, trade has never been more prosperous. Orders that fellow from Vadalus Stoneworks has taken over as mayor. Did he really? Little wonder business is booming the way it is. Imagine it won't be long before all of Norvront reaps the benefits. But you'll not come to talk about the market. Something on your mind? I see. The Exarch did mention they had something to do with your returning the night to Norvront. Alright, consider my interest piqued. Okay, where's the next person? Down here. Up here. Well, to what do I owe the pleasure? Whatever it is, I must ask you to be brief. With the night return, visitors have been flocking to the Crystarium, and I find myself too busy by half. I don't mind it, though. Seeing the stairs so full of life and excitement, one can almost forget the flood ever happened. The Warriors of Light. Yes, the Exarch has mentioned them before, but everyone knows them now as the cardinal virtues. Or are you suggesting there's more to it than that? Well, you've yet to steer us wrong, so I'm willing to hear what you have to say. I wish I could mount up in here. I have a lot of blue quests in here that I need to do at some point. Down here. Bevam, what a wonderful surprise. Though I hope your being here doesn't mean someone's been hurt. Thanks to you, I've had fewer patients coming through my door of late. Which is a shame, come to think of it. I've had fewer opportunities to test my new medicines. Hehe, I jest, of course. It's actually been quite pleasant to have a few moments to myself now and again. The truth about the Warriors of Light, but Exarch has already spoken with me about them. Well, if there's more to the tale, I'd very much like to hear it. Okay, there's just two more people to talk to. And they are both high up. No, one's low and one's above. I need to get to a Aethernet shard. I'll go to the where's this? Cabinet of Curiosity first. Is it on the same level as this one? Let me see. Doesn't tell me to go up. No, I guess I still have to go up. No, this can't be. Surely there is at least one book here that does not cast the Warriors of Light and their deeds in such a negative light. Oh, Dava. Forgive me, the Cabinet of Curiosity has been bustling with visitors of late, but I fear our repository lacks for the knowledge they seek. The people wish to know the truth of the Flood, of the Warriors of Light. I have searched high and low, but alas, every account treats them as no better than sin-eaters, abominations worthy only of scorn and resentment. I know they were not always judged so harshly, yet I can find no proof, and I dare call myself a librarian. You would address the people and tell them the truth of the Warriors of Light, of the Flood? How wonderful. You have regaled me with the tale once before, but I should love to hear it again. Oh, and you may be assured I will not come alone. Oh, the door's over here. And the crystal's right here. Next place is up here. I need to go up. Just a line mean, I think that's the place. Oh, yep it is. Well, well, what a coincidence. I was just reading over a letter I received from Grinold not long ago. It says visitors from the Crystarium found him at the bottom of the ocean, and that she inspired him to reach new artistic heights. Well, I can only think of one person capable of both feats, though I'd say the latter is far more impressive. To think fate could bring the two of you together in such a place. I'm sorry, you mean the excerpt didn't tell us the whole story of the Warriors of Light? Whatever he's left unsaid, I'm all ears. Where's Alphino? Back there. Need to go back to the Docile Gate. There you are, between the four of us. I dare say we swept the Crystarium from top to bottom. Now we need to wait for the people to gather. I wonder how everyone's going to take this.
Yes, this looks to be nearly everyone. Let us begin, shall we? Though I am usually the first to hold forth at such events, I think on this occasion that honor should fall to you.
They would be more inclined to take the word of the Warrior of Darkness.
Indeed. In light of the subject matter, who better than thee to speak these truths?
I'm telling you the whole story. Oh. We're going to tell them about the source? Oh yeah, I remember that. I have a bad feeling.
Wicked White? The Warriors of Light did all that?
So they never... I mean, they only ever wanted to help. And when everything they'd done turned to ash, they still carried on.
They gave everything to stop the Flood. First their lives, then their souls. And they managed it too, in the end. They saved us. And we cursed their names.
I have a feeling this fake Hardbird's gonna make people question the story I just told them.
This should go a long way towards clearing the air.
Oh no. Here comes fake Hardbird. What the fuck is this?
Impossible.
You can see him too? Yeah.
I definitely see something. You don't think it's a ghost, do you?
Nay, yonder standeth no bloodless apparition, but a warrior of light and darkness both. Ardbert.
But is it my Hardbird? The same one?
What in the world?
I don't trust this Hardbird.
It's you! The one who slew the Eater!
That it should be the warrior of darkness who brought the truth to light. You've saved me a fair bit of time, though I have a few words of my own to say, if I may.
What do you have to say, fake Hardbird?
People of the Crystarium! I am Ardbert, one of those you know as a warrior of light.
That's impossible. You should be dead.
Aye, that I should. But as the world has been given new life, so too have I.
I don't trust this Hardbird.
I know not why I, and I alone, have been gifted this chance. But I do know this. Only by the will of the star itself could such a miracle come to pass. The hero who stands before you now, the warrior of darkness, is not of this world. And the day will come when she must return to her home.
Oh, so that's some of the reason I
But
left that
this
part out?
land is our home. And if it is to remain so, now and forevermore, it is we who must protect it. The time to rely on saviors from afar has passed. It is you who must rise. You who must become the new warriors of light.
What? Us? Warriors of Light?
None of us were born heroes, my friend.
Definitely don't trust this Hardbird.
I was only ever a man with a thirst for adventure.
Elizabeth said he'd send warriors of light after
But
me.
wherever my journeys took me, I was invariably confronted with the same choice. To lend what aid I could to those in need, or not. And I always chose the former. Any one of you could do the same. All you need is the will to help your fellow man, and the resolve to see it through.
What does he say?
From thine own lips did we learn of Ardbert's fate, and by thy countenance I gather thou art not inclined to recant thy testimony.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
And
his soul
whosoever
fuses
this man
mine.
may be, his words hold truth and resonate with the citizenry besides. For us to voice our doubts here and now would serve but to sow disquiet. 'Twere better we retired unto the ocular and there discuss this matter in private.
Go. I will stay here and watch.
Don't trust him. I want Ardbert to be back, but I do not trust this Ardbert.
So, that is a warrior of light of the first. I've not had the pleasure of making his acquaintance, but as you all seem to be in agreement, I gather this is no simple case of mistaken identity.
As far as I was able to discern, that was indeed Ardbert. It has been a long time, but not that long. Could he truly have been resurrected as he claims?
No, absolutely not. That's definitely not him.
Ardbert did entrust his very soul unto thee. I see no reason to question thy judgment.
Nor I. To my eyes, your ether burns as brightly as the day you slew Emmett Selk. That is proof that he is with you still.
Yet that which standeth now before the people is far more than a passing imitation. I am reminded of the cardinal virtues, though a sin-eater he is not. Which leaveth but one
Ascian?
plausible
Let me
explanation.
guess you're gonna say Ascian.
That he is an Ascian.
Exactly. Probably Elidibus.
Given their fondness for posthumous possession, I would have to agree. From what I understand, the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore by those whom they had aided in life. At the time, some few still remembered them as heroes. Needless to say, 4 of them were subsequently exhumed to serve as the Virtues. And if one knew where to look, Ardbert too would not have been difficult to find.
Assuming then that this is indeed the work of an Ascian, my mind inevitably turns to the last remaining paragon to survive the Sundering.
Elidibus.
Elidibus. That Xenos hath reclaimed his own flesh is known. Thus evicted from his borrowed form, and cognizant no doubt of Emmett Selk's failure here in the first, 'tis quite possible the emissary chose Ardbert for his next vessel.
Inhabiting the flesh of the fallen. My, that is unsavory. And they do this often, you say?
Yep, very often.
Verily, for they possess no corporeal forms of their own. In what one may term their natural state, none save those gifted with the echo can perceive them. Indeed, when Elidibus intruded upon the waking sands, his presence did go unmarked by all save Ninfilia and the Warrior of Light. On that occasion, I myself remained ignorant of his coming until after his departure. It was only at a later juncture, when he deigned to appear before me in borrowed flesh, that I was finally able to take the measure of him. In such puppetry do the Ascians engage when they seek to influence the course of history.
And they have gained much by it. Emmett Selk single-handedly built the Garlean Empire in this manner, while La Hebrea
Not
came
just
close
the
to conquering
Garlean
Eorzea,
Empire, but
having
the
taken possession of
Alian one
Thancred's
too.
living body.
Yet it must needs be noted that the Ascians cannot avail themselves of all mortal vessels. For were they able to do so, none would serve as a better pawn than our own redoubtable champion. Mayhap the blessing of light shieldeth Hydaelyn's chosen from Ascian influence. Or mayhap other forces are at work. We cannot say for certain.
Whatever the reason, I hope it holds true. I dare not contemplate what might come to pass otherwise.
Is it not peculiar, then, that Ardbert's mortal remains should be susceptible, given that he was once a warrior of light? Or did the final departure of his soul make it possible, perhaps? Regardless, To hear an Ascian use him to call forth new warriors of light boggles the mind.
Mm-hmm. Probably because he's probably trying to start a new flood.
Elidibus hath ever been an enigma, his ostensible purpose being to preserve the balance between light and dark. When he made overtures towards me, however, I was afforded a glimpse behind the mask of the self-appointed emissary. I shall not defend mine actions, undertaken in pursuit of a better understanding of our foe as either wise or prudent. Nevertheless, what little I did glean may now prove useful. Elidibus possesseth a subtle mind, practiced in the art of manipulation. That he coaxed this star's most valiant heroes as far as the source with naught save half-truths is no trifling feat. And now I believe he doth employ his skills once more to some as yet unknown end. Though naught is certain, should my suspicions prove true, we shall have need of all our wits if we are to uncover and thereafter thwart his plot.
Agreed. 'Tis plain that simply speaking out against him will not avail us. At best, it would only serve to confuse the people.
Why not confront him when he's alone?
And I would hesitate to do anything which might tarnish Ardbert's reputation once more, nor yours by association. That being the case, it may be wise to keep a covert eye on this Ardbert's movements, as we attempt to discern his purpose and how best to mitigate his influence.
His performance appears to have concluded. What now? Go back out and follow him?
'Twould appear Master Alphino already hath pursuit in mind, and I suspect one pair of eyes shall better serve our cause than half a dozen. Let the rest of us maintain an inconspicuous distance, for the present at least.
Okay, what does everyone have to say? We must not act until Ardbert has made his plain his plans. 'Twould be folly to proclaim him false at this juncture. We were a hair's breadth from defeat when we faced Emmett Silk, and now we must contend with yet another Ascian. We must tread carefully. What a despicable practice, appropriating corpses. Such depravity eclipses any horrors I witnessed in the age of Bobert. They must be stopped. Sleep disturbed. Oh, we going back to the forest? Sure. You did well to dispel the falsehood surrounding the Warriors of Light and their actions prior to the flood. Though I must say the reappearance of Ardbert, or rather one who appropriated his identity, was rather a curious development. He is an impostor, of that there is no doubt, but to the masses he will appear as a hero returned from the grave. After the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Ulmore, the people prayed fervently for the gods to deliver them from their plight, prayed that these fallen heroes be born again for their sacrifices. What bitter irony. I for one would like to know why Ardbert will become Warriors of Light themselves. Ere we take action, we must needs ascertain his intent. Let us pray that Master Alphino returneth soon with that most essential knowledge. For now, I think it's best to apprise Thancred and Rena of our efforts. When we do confront Ardbert, we shall no doubt have need of their strength. Agreed. I think it prudent we all take measures to prepare for what's to come. Lug and I will continue our research into how we might improve the spirit vessel, that it might one day carry you home. Then I think at time I return to the Great Wood. Until now, everything we have learned of the Ascians have been handed to us at their leisure. But that was one of them itself's unique failings. I have no reason to think Elidibus will be as forthcoming. Fortunately, I have recently received word from the Fenel that heretofore unexplored chambers have been discovered deep within the Katana Rival. Almet believes the relics within tell of a great calamity that befell an ancient civilization, that of the Ascians, perhaps. They may lead us to the truths we seek. Would you care for company? I wouldn't dream of going without you. When you are ready, make for Fanau. Almet and her sisters will be expecting us. Then let us be about our tasks. Pray give my regards to the V's. I'm happy I'm going back to the forest. Here. There's Almet.